Okay guys, so here we're just going to do a little review here of the cloning and cleaning up of this photograph of this young lady here who we just anonymously found on the internet. Anyways, maybe I shouldn't be telling you that. So first we're going to start with the clone tool, which is kind of the more, I guess, if there is a traditional in Photoshop, the more traditional way. I'm holding down the Alt key or Option key on a Mac right now, sampling this area next to her skin, and then clicking down, and that moves that sample over. So I've kind of created a patch in a very more sort of manual sort of way here. And pardon all the noise in the background. There's like construction basically happening in the background. Sorry about that, but I want to get this done, and I don't think you're going to mind a little bit of noise. So I am sampling, holding down the Alt key or Option key on a Mac here, and I'm on a Mac, but I'm giving you the PC commands as I go along. So since I know that most of you in class are on PCs, so I'm just taking these samples. Now, what I'm going to do, so that was the clone tool. I'm just going to quickly review some other options. First of all, the healing brush tool, which is sort of similar idea where you sample an area and then you move over, but it does something a little different. It doesn't quite take a literal, it could have extrapolates everything around it and uses that as a basis of kind of making the sample here. So you get sort of the idea here. Alright, so I'm just going to keep going along here and just sampling and kind of rubbing areas up. And by the way, my brush size, I have the cap locks on, which shows me the brush size, and of course I can use my bracket keys to increase my brush size kind of just on the fly instead of going through here and going down here and playing with all that. This is kind of a nicer, faster way of changing your brush size. So alright, so I am just moving along here, and now, okay, so next, healing, okay, spot healing. Did I do spot healing yet? I'm not even sure. And this one just, you don't sample on this one, it just kind of extrapolates out of the area around it. So no sampling necessary in this case. It's pretty cool too. I mean, it works, but I find sometimes it has a tendency of leaving a kind of ring around it a little bit, but not bad here. You can see it's just doing its thing. Pretty good. You know, I can't really complain. Okay, so next, and is it finally? No. We're going to go to the patch tool, which is pretty interesting. And we're going to use this to kind of get rid of this big kind of shiny spot on her forehead. So I am I'm holding down my mouse, and I'm just running around this kind of T of sweatiness here. And you can hear the renovations going on in my house at the same time as an added bonus here. Okay, so there you go. So I sampled that, and now I'm going to drag upwards, and it's actually literally taking a sample from above, and it will kind of extrapolate that into a smoother look. So Control or Command H will allow that sort of marching ant line to disappear for a minute, and I can look at that and say, it's okay. Looks a little freaky on her eyebrows, but I'm not going to get too worried about that right now. But I can also go here into, yes, Edit, and then Fade Patch Selection, which I think ends up giving you a little more of a realistic look. So you can see that I'm just kind of fading that out, so it's taking on a little, so it's still got a little bit of a shine. You don't want to get rid of realistic effects that are going on in someone. You kind of want to, you want to keep it real. So that actually worked out really well, as opposed to what we were doing before, which is kind of literally airbrushing it out. You get kind of a general idea here that she's kind of smoothing up pretty well. So I'd say that's kind of covers all of our options for, getting rid of pimples, marks, etc. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.